Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So we've all been there, stuck in the never-ending TSA line at the airport, right? And let's be real, nothing kills that pre-vacation buzz faster than getting help by an easily avoidable mistake. So to save you the time, stress, and maybe a little public embarrassment, I'm sharing 10 TSA line mistakes that you need to avoid. And trust me, your future self will thank you for it. So let's get you through security and to your destination ASAP. First, failing to check flight status. First off, one of the most common airport mistakes is not checking the status of your flight before leaving the airport. Unexpected events, weather, and technological problems can all cause delays and cancellations if you don't keep an eye out for these. You'll regret it later when you're slouching on the super uncomfortable seats at the airport. So listen to me here because it's going to save you a lot of time and anxiety by using the airline's app or online to check the status of your flight. Next, you have ignoring airline communications. Airlines frequently send out notifications about changes to your gate, flight status, and other essential information. It's a usual mistake that might result in missed updates and unnecessary anxiety to ignore these signals. Check your phone and email often for information from your airline. If available, sign up for SMS alerts as well. Next, you also have arriving unprepared. You won't get far if you don't come prepared with the documents needed to board your flight. In fact, you won't be even able to pass through security without your boarding pass and/or proper identification. Make sure to have these items at a minimum. If you're traveling internationally, you'll also need your passport. And keep them readily available, not packed at the bottom of your suitcase. Believe me, you don't want to get these stares from the TSA agents. The main thing is to bring the required travel documents, which you should research in advance to your trip. The easiest way to know what you need is to consult your destination's official website. Take France for example, as it will list all the travel documents required. If you're flying overseas, you'll also want to check the expiration date on your passport and your destination's validity requirements. Some countries will require you to travel with a passport that does not expire for at least 6 months. Number 11. Arriving late. Experts recommend giving yourself plenty of time in order to avoid rushing through the airport. It's essential to arrive early and prepared to allow for completion of every step of the travel process from curb to the gate. There's nothing worse than trying to elbow your way to the front of the security line because the wait is longer than you expected and you didn't leave enough wiggle room for when you left your house. Instead, arrive earlier than you think you'll need to, at least 2 hours before your flight departure, 3 if you're traveling internationally, and avoid the frantic rush. Number 10. Ignoring airport layouts. Navigating large airports can be confusing, especially if you're unfamiliar with the layout. Many travelers make the mistake of not acquainting themselves with the airport's map and then end up getting lost in a foreign country. While there's no harm in exploring a new airport, getting lost might cost you a lot if you have a connecting flight or a cab waiting outside. Most airports have maps online or through their apps. Familiarize yourself with the layout. Keep an eye out for these locations such as gates, restrooms, dining options, and other essential services. Number 9. Not removing electronics. This mistake may be the worst of the bunch. TSA agents really do need to inspect laptops, tablets, and e-readers for safety purposes. For starters, these items can block TSA agents from seeing other items in your bag, including ones that might pose a risk hidden behind or even inside of it. TSA agents also want to make sure that your items are not the real deal and not something more nefarious. That's why they may ask you to turn your laptop on to prove that it is a genuine functioning computer. Number 8. Forgetting to take off belts and shoes. So come on guys, taking off your belt and shoes has been a TSA rule for like 20 plus years. But I know, it's an easy mistake to make, and in fact it's the most common of the bunch, with a huge number of people admitting they've done it. And it can cost you and your fellow travelers precious time. When you forget to take off your belt and shoes, TSA agents will send you back to the conveyor belt to grab another plastic bin and place your items in it. And this makes you go through the whole process again. So do us all a favor and take these things off when it's your turn to go through the security point. Number 7. Packing weapon-like items. Do not pack weapon-like items, guys. Even if it's just a toy or an attention-grabbing product design, an item that looks like a firearm or a knife or an explosive will likely need to be discarded or checked. In fact, considering leaving these items at home or mailing them to avoid potential penalties and fines. If you're bringing along a bag that hasn't flown lately, go through the pockets to look for questionable items. For example, maybe you recently used a backpack for a camping trip and forgot to remove your favorite pocket knife. This has happened to me, okay? And this will not pass inspection. This airport security mistake happens more often than you think, and many passengers may not realize bringing a firearm to their airport security results in a $1,500 fine. This civil penalty can jump up to $3,000 if the weapon is loaded. In 2022 alone, TSA issued more than 20 million in weapons-related fines. Number 6. Not packing smart. One of the worst mistakes you can make when going through security is stowing items you'll need in a place that's not readily accessible. Keeping your boarding pass, ID, passport, and your phone in your pocket or in an outer compartment of your bag so you can easily grab them when needed. Put all travel documents in one small pouch and keep that on you at all times. Then you'll avoid having to look for your documents among your belongings when security wants to see them, which can be several times throughout the process. Remember, you'll have to get out some of those items to go through security, so have luggage where you can easily pack and unpack your computer, phone, tablet, or other devices. Check your toiletries volume to make sure that they're actually compliant with the regulations and pre-pack them all together in a Ziploc bag so that you can easily reach them in your carry-on. And also, pack your liquids together in one easy-to-remove bag. Also, be sure to check regulations surrounding what's permitted in your carry-ons versus checked bag. Honestly, a little research goes a long way here, and down below in the description, I'll include some of my favorite carry-ons and bags to travel with, where you can easily stow away your identifications and important stuff. Number 5. Messing with the security. Now, this one's super important. Don't be physically aggressive or touch an airport security official. Don't touch anyone when you're at airport security customs or any other government entity while traveling at home or abroad. Don't act aggressively or touch government agents lightly or accidentally. The consequences can actually be quite severe. Fines could potentially devastate you and you can face significant jail time. Many listening may think that this can never happen to them, but it could. Someone accidentally pushing you from behind or accidentally tripping over your own feet could knock you into a government agent who would then accuse you of assault, despite it not being the case. So be aware of your surroundings too. Number 4, forgetting to charge your devices. Maintaining connectivity is an essential part to this current digital era. And one frequent mistake that might leave you running for outlets is forgetting to charge your electronics before leaving for the airport. And that's a rookie mistake. Before you leave the house, make sure your tablet, your phone, and other electronics are completely charged. If you want to keep your electronics charged while traveling, bring portable chargers. Number 3, overindulging before the flight. Airports are usually full of places to eat and drink, and I know vacation money isn't real money, and treating yourself is a little bit tempting. But going overboard can make your flight uncomfortable. Avoid big meals and excessive alcohol consumption, particularly on long-haul flights. You don't want to keep bothering the people in your row every few minutes to get into the restroom. Choose light, healthy meals and be sure to drink lots of water to stay hydrated. Plus, in most flights, you'll get food on the plane anyway. Number 2, making inappropriate jokes. This may seem obvious, but you should never ever joke about bombs, guns, terrorism at the airport, or even mention these words casually. Airport security is very serious about these threats and they have zero tolerance for any jokes or pranks that could cause a panic, confusion, or disruption. Even if you think you're being funny, sarcastic, or ironic, you could end up in some serious trouble. According to the TSA, joking about having a bomb or a weapon in your luggage or making any other false threat is a federal crime. It could result in a civil penalties of up to $13,000 per violation, as well as criminal prosecution and imprisonment. In some cases, you could also be sued by the airport or the airline for any damages or losses caused by your joke. In 2019, a 19-year-old woman was arrested at Newark Liberty International Airport after she joked about her having a bomb in her bag, causing the terminal to be evacuated and several flights to be delayed. And it's not a one-time thing. In 2018, a 70-year-old woman was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport after he told a ticket agent that he had a dynamite in his suitcase, which turned out to be a bottle of honey. Later in 2017, a 20-year-old man was arrested in Miami International Airport after he shouted Allahu Akbar and pretended to detonate a bomb, which was actually a battery charger. So the next time you're at an airport, keep your jokes to yourself, or better yet, don't joke at all. It's a very serious matter here, and you never know who might overhear you and take you seriously. Number 1, not signing up for a pre-screening program. TSA PreCheck is a godsend when you're traveling domestically, and you get to keep on your shoes, light jackets, and belts when going through the TSA checkpoints. And you can leave your larger electronic devices inside your carry-on luggage. If you travel internationally on a regular basis, opt for global entry, which includes TSA PreCheck. You may also want to consider Clear, which relies on iris and fingerprint scans to verify your identity so you can pass through security quicker. It can be used in tandem with TSA PreCheck for an extremely efficient security experience. Just be aware that it's pricey and that you'll also have to apply for TSA PreCheck separately. Down below in the description, I'll leave links to certain areas where you could actually get TSA PreCheck and global entry for a mere like $50 or even free. So remember these trip tips the next time you head to the airport, and you'll be sailing through security like a pro in no time. A little preparation makes a huge difference, so stay everyone and safe travel.